Welcome back from summer vacation. I don't know if you had a summer vacation, but I have had a few weeks off. But now we are back with my top prints for August, and we're gonna start right away with this tumble dryer rack stand with a straw holder, 40 ounces. Basically, today's video might be a little bit all over the place, but most of these prints are actually 100% functional prints that I have printed for my own use, because I am still, after like 6 months, in the process of moving into my new studio, where I do have a kitchen, which is just a coffee machine, and now this tumbler drying rack holder for my Stanley cup where I put my coffee. I live maybe under some extreme circumstances, so it is super humid here in Taiwan, which means that this actually is not good enough to actually remove all the moisture, because the water just stays inside here, sadly, and the water we have is just not that fresh. Like, we have fresh water, it's not salt water, but it's not fresh water. So once the water actually stays here and then ooze up into the actual cup, this starts to smell and the cup starts to smell. So I have actually not ended up using this for my Stanley cup, but overall I think it's a really functional print, and it does have some ventilation holes as well. So if you do live under normal circumstances, I'm sure that this will be absolutely amazing if you are using a Stanley cup. If you're not, or in addition I should say, I do also highly recommend this hexagon drip tray for your home bar or for your just home kitchen in general, because this actually works a lot better when it comes to ventilating the water and the residue, all thanks to this hexagon styled drip tray. And I have also taken the opportunity to use MakerWorld's mesh graffiti to add my own SpongeBob design to this sponge holder, which is how I actually end up using this plate. And as always here on the channel, although you do have every single print related information you can possibly think of here on the side, this video is not so much about each individual print. It is just more the overall concept, and to just inspire you to print your own items for your own kitchen in this case, and also teach you a few tips and tricks along the way. So as an example, if you have missed my absolutely, in my own opinion, amazing video regarding Bamboo Labs mesh graffiti, you have a dedicated video of how easily you can just add images like this to your print. And it's just about seeing these prints on MakerWorld and then knowing that these tools exist and then combining it in the best way possible. Should also mention that you will notice that a lot of these prints are blue today, and that is because I am stress testing BQ's new PLA Go, who has been so kind enough to send me a bunch of filaments for making videos like this. And I just want to say, in terms of actual performance, in terms of the actual filament, I have had no issues whatsoever in my countless of prints this week when it comes to using PLA Go from BQ, although I am not a fan of this non-refill or non-reusable actual spool. So yeah, that is like the only thing that makes me not fully recommend this, but in terms of like actual filament quality, absolutely no problem. And you do have a link to BQ down in the description below as well. Next 3D print here on my list is actually this also a PLA Go tray, I think, that I thought I was going to be continue to use just to try to have a little bit more organized organization here in my studio. But yeah, basically again, this is like the PLA Go, and we do have, I don't know, we have maybe 6-7 kilos of 3D prints right now, including some drink bottles we're gonna come to a little bit later. In general, this overall design together with PLA Go works perfectly, no issues whatsoever, and the overall design of this specific print do look beautiful as well. But speaking about heavy duty items, next up is this heavy duty VESA monitor stand, which I originally wanted to print for my Rodecaster Pro 2, which technically works, but not really. In terms of like the heavy duty stand, I just pushed this to its limits. Some people said that they could have something like 8 kilo monitors or something. I tried this with my Rodecaster Pro that weighs this much, and just putting it out into the extreme limits, which ended up not working overnight since I woke up next morning to this, but actually the arms are holding up very, very nicely. It is just this little clasp part that just kind of leaned into a little bit too much, having this in this really extreme location like that. Other than that, I do think this is heavy duty, but you don't really have all that flexibility or like easily maneuver like you would expect if you would actually purchase a monitor stand VESA mount like this. Now, if you have subscribed to my channel for a while, if not, start now. But if you have subscribed for a while, you know that I also like to share my mistakes here on the channel. So basically, you can learn from my mistakes. That has been pretty much the slogan for this entire channel since the start. But I think that I have now made my biggest mistake in my entire 3D printing career, and that is to print this diamondback rattlesnake, Crotalus atrox, because this is terrifying. Like, originally, we've had some issues with people like parking just outside of my studio here, blocking my entrance and exits when I come with my car. So I thought, kind of like as a joke, kind of like just trying to get rid of people, to just put this on my carway, on my parking lot, just to like funnily, jokingly like scare away people. But honestly, this turned out so realistic, so I'm not terrified myself, and I genuinely believe that my neighbors would call the cops or like the snake handlers trying to get this out of my property. And I just feel like that is too much trouble that it's worth right now. But the most amazing print I think I have ever printed. Just too bad that it happens to be a terrifying snake, so I don't even want to look at it. I printed this using my Snapmaker U1, which I would say is kind of like necessary if you do want to justify a print like this, because the printing time and the filament used, if you would not have a 4-head tool changer, it's just not going to be worth it. How amazing this snake actually is. We do have another print that I also very highly recommend for every kind of printer, and that is this Stitch No AMS. Regardless if you love Stitch or not, I printed this because my mother-in-law's cousin wanted it. But just in general, I am so amazed by how well of a design this is for a no AMS print. So you do have a lot of parts that needs to be glued on, and you can see that I am still missing some parts here because I ran out of glue and I could not find the right type in my store here. But honestly, if this is going to be on the shelf and you're not going to be like playing with it and we don't have any kids in the area, then you don't really need glue, because every single part just fits perfectly together, and the installation process is also super simple. If there will be any kind of confusion, you do actually have L for left and R for right engraved into all these parts as well. Just keep in mind that it's actually Stitch's left and right we're talking about, and not your left and right when you are actually trying to install Stitch's eye, for example. And speaking about favorite characters, one of my favorite Swedish YouTubers, other than myself of course, have designed this BC6, as you would say in Gothenburg. This is basically a beverage carrier for, in this case, 6 33 centiliters bottles. And what is basically the key selling point of this specific print is that this is designed to use with the kylklamp from Biltema, which is a Swedish Hobby Lobby store. It's literally called car themed, that is the name of the store, but they have like everything for boats for your summer house and whatever, including these ice packs, which you would then put in between these 6 cans here, so you can actually keep all your cans cold for a lot longer than you would without it. This print got so popular in Sweden, so this store Biltema just sold out every single one of these ice clamps. And if you do go on Make Your World, you will see countless of accessories, but also some complete rip-offs of this specific product, because entire Sweden is going crazy regarding this BC06 design. And it also has a lot of official accessories from Peter Lindgren himself. I don't know if I actually mentioned his name, but that is one of my favorite Swedish YouTubers, including one of these little clasps, so you can actually combine multiple of these beverage carriers, so you can store, I think, 12, 18, maybe even 24 of these cans, depending on how big of a party that you want. Just make sure that you are printing these clasps at least in another more durable material than PLA, for example PETG, since you do need a lot more strength for these specific parts. And speaking about the more advanced filaments, for example PETG, ASA or ABS, if you just want to try out these filaments and compare with your own PLA prints, then I highly recommend the sponsor of today's video, PCBWay. With PCBWay, it is super easy to just try new filaments or new materials in general. All you have to do is just upload your STL file to the website and then just pick whatever material you want, including, for example, stainless steel and titanium, if you do want to go that extra mile. And what I personally like with PCBWay is that before they actually start the printing process, they will inspect your uploaded STL file to make sure that it can be printed before they actually start the process, and then bill you the cost for it, but not actually being able to deliver on the final print. And if you do click the link down in the description, you will also get $5 off your first order with PCBWay. And speaking about different materials, I actually have my latest print straight out from the oven, or my H2D, in PETG coming out right now. Farm Loop Stage 1. Basically, right now I don't really have that much more information. Jan from 3D Farmers was so kind enough to send out this Farm Loop Stage 2 set to me for me to play around with or to try out here in a future video. But of course we're gonna try everything step by step. So I do have stage 1 printed out here as well. And basically I just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up that start to plan for this right now, because although I have not tried this yet, what I have seen online seems to be absolutely amazing. And I got this kit for my X1C, trying to kind of like revive this printer that has not really gotten that much love since I've been upgraded to both the X2D and also lately H2C, which we are going to talk about much more detail later here on the channel. Next product is it definitely is the most niched product in today's video, but before you skip ahead to the next print, I just wanted to explain why I still include this in today's video. So this is the Elgato Prompter and DJI Osmo Pocket 3 adapter. So basically what this adapter allows you to do is to install your DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera on the Elgato video prompter if you, for example, want to read off a script as you are recording some YouTube videos with your DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Now I just want to say that this print by itself worked perfectly. I had to maybe customize this a little bit just to fit my thicker cable, so I just burned this off. Overall, works great. I just ended up not using this because I do have some other cameras that works much better with my Elgato prompter. But the reason for why I want to highlight this specific print in today's video is that I actually did not find this on Make Your World. I typed in like DJI Osmo Pocket to Elgato prompter. I could not find it via like the Make Your World search. And then I went on to a platform called Yegi, which is basically just like a Google search specifically focusing on 3D printing platforms or like STL files. And I just wanted to share this platform to you if you have no idea about this. And speaking about other amazing prints, now I don't want to make a joke about this, but I do honestly think that this could potentially save lives if you do put this on, for example, your kid's backpack someday. Knock on wood that we never need to be in that situation, but this is a personalized NFC backpack emergency contact tag. tag, which you can customize basically in any color that you want, which I think would just increase the chances of your most likely kid would actually end up using this backpack. They can customize it however they want, they can type whatever text they want as well, and how this works is that during the printing process, it does have a pause scheduled in the print where you can actually add these NFC tags inside. And you will have a link as well to Amazon where I have these specific NFC tags that I'm using that works perfectly with this specific print. And then you also have a bunch of these NFC writer or reader apps for any kind of phone, and then you can just customize the actual URL or the exact information that you want to show up by just like tapping on this NFC tag that is inside with your phone. It will come up right away. Again, super easy to customize as well. You have the different colors, you have the different text, everything is done in the Maker world, and I think that this is just the kind of products that just makes 3D printing in general amazing. And as if you could not tell already, this was of course inspired by the back to school season that is either already started or coming up, or that is happening right now, depending on where in the world you are. And with that, we also have a customizable name desk organizer that you can just basically customize however you want. And what I think is really cool with this is that the actual like box breaking design is also like part of the name here as well. So it is not just a rectangular box with the name customized, the actual characters are just shaping the shape of the desk organizer too, which I thought was pretty cool. And this also comes with AMS or no AMS versions, so you can actually get all these letters printed out separately. Side note, I do have the Bamboo Lab track switch thing on my H2C right now. I have not made a video about this. If anyone is curious and they want to have a dedicated video regarding the track switcher, just let me know. I'll make it happen. But no issues whatsoever. I don't really have anything new to say. I just follow the instructions on the website and it works great. It just works perfectly. You don't have to worry about it at all. I have two AMSs connected, and especially on the H2C, since we want to take advantage on the Vortex system with like 6 or 7 different nozzles, it works absolutely amazing, and it's just so easy to just put the colors into any one of your AMSs, and then the system figures it out how it's going to go by itself. X2D, I don't know if it would really make that much sense because I try to avoid the right auxiliary nozzle as much as I possibly can when it comes to that printer. I'm not going to go as far to say that the X2D auxiliary nozzle is garbage, but what is garbage is this print, which is the garbage bin trash can version 3, which is a wheelie bin that would also work as a garbage can. Honestly, I printed this a long time ago before my summer vacation, and I completely forgot the exact size of this specific print, but I do remember I scaled this up quite a bit just so it would fit more garbage, because I have, I guess, more garbage than average. But it works perfectly scaled up as well. Like all these hinges work. You do have like all these different hinges. You have the wheels. The wheels work as well in any size. So a really great print. And yeah, I think it just like would live up the office or wherever you want to put this to make it really look like a actual functional, but also I think stylish, not really, cute looking design, which is what 3D printing is all about. And with that, we are done with my top prints for this month. I am going to be trying to make a lot more videos very soon, both covering some new top prints just like today, but also some more very specific videos that would help everyone, especially beginners, just starting with 3D printing or just to maybe upgrade your own 3D printing journey. So if you have any other specific videos that you want to see, please do let me know by leaving a comment down in the description, and also like this video if you did actually end up watching this entire video and ended up liking this video as well, because that makes it easier for me to know what I should continue making videos about in the future. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lucas. It starts with L as in like, ends with S as in subscribe. Please do both, and see you all in the next one.